Hey, Pastor Josh here. We're reading Mark chapter 13, verses 32 through 37, and we are actually completing the Olivet Discourse today. Jesus sums up his statements regarding the last times and the fall of Jerusalem. So let's jump in right into that familiar phrase that no one knows that day or hour. Jesus says in verse 32, "But concerning that day or that hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father." The way I'm taking this at this point is that Jesus is now backtracking again and talking about the final coming of the Son of Man. And the reason I would say that is because of the analogy that Jesus is using here, and he's talking about when the master of the house will come. And so the idea of that master being Christ, Jesus, the Son of Man, is going to be the one that returns in final, ultimate judgment. But what is interesting is that Jesus says that the Son does not know, and I think that's an attitude we need to get in our brain, get in our mind. The angels don't know, the Son doesn't know, but only the Father. This, when the end is going to come, is locked tight. It's a locked tight secret. So much so that not even the Son knows. Now, I think a great question that we will begin to wrestle with, that the Gospels don't resolve for us, is this lack of knowledge on Jesus's part on when that day and hour will come, is that due to the fact that he is a human, he is born, he is incarnate, and he's not in his final resurrection state? Or does that extend to his resurrected state right now? So the question would be, does Jesus know now, or did he just not know then at that time when he was speaking? I'd probably be leaning toward the side that he didn't know at that time of his incarnation, but that his omniscience would have been restored, if you will, in his final state right now. It's a great complexity to understand how in the world did God become a human. So we know one of his attributes that were restricted was the attribute of omnipresence. God can be anywhere, everywhere, at all times. Jesus could not, because he was a human. He came as a person, so he could not be there and here at the same time. So I think that one's an easy one for us to get our head around as far as things that was difference between Jesus' pre-incarnate state versus his incarnation. But then when you start talking about omniscience and knowing everything, that really becomes a humdinger. It really becomes an enigma to really think through. But the main takeaway here is that the Son, at least at the time when he was speaking this on the Olivet Discourse, did not know when he was going to come back. He knew the signs, he knew general principles and such, because he was teaching those to us, but he did not know the particular time. And so I think we should be wise to figure out that we will never be able to know the exact time of Jesus' return. And anybody's attempt to say that it is coming in a couple weeks, or this particular event definitely means the end is coming, they're just not on firm foundation. In fact, the way that we should be living is that Jesus at any time could come, like right this minute, that it is open and ready for Jesus to come. We'll see that as we continue to read this portion. But Jesus says, in light of that, since it appears that nobody, all the very smart ones that you would think would know, you would think the angels would know, you would think the Son would know, Jesus is saying, be on guard, keep awake, stay awake, be watching, be expecting. I think we got to wonder, that's a command for us to obey. And I wonder, how many times do you get up and you're watching? Like, is Jesus coming? He very well could come today. I'm embarrassed to say, I don't do it that much. Like, okay, today could be the day. Oh, how would our lives be so much different if we thought that Christ could come back today or tomorrow? We would be on our guard. We would stay awake. Jesus goes on to say, for you do not know when the time will come. You don't know. It is like, so he's going to tell us a little parable here. It is like a man going on a journey. When he leaves home and puts his servants in charge, each with his work, and commands the doorkeeper to stay awake. Master's leaving. He's leaving everybody else in charge of the house. Therefore, stay awake because you guys are in charge. Jesus has gone away. You are now in charge of the church. You are in charge of the proclamation, of course, in submission and hopeful obedience to Christ and the Father and the Holy Spirit. But we are the ones that are carrying out the works of Christ here on this earth. And God says, Jesus says, therefore stay awake. You do not know when the master of the house will come. So don't just get lazy. Don't just sit back and relax. He could come at any moment. In the evening, at midnight, or when the rooster crows, or in the morning. Several different time stamps there. We don't know when Christ is coming back. Lest he comes suddenly and find you asleep. There is no time that you can be like, yeah, I think he's not coming right now. We should be ready at all times. And what I say to you, I say to all, stay awake. Stay alert, stay watchful, stay obedient, stay working in obedience to the Lord. Don't compromise on hard ethics and decisions that you've held on to forever. Don't compromise now just because it seems like things are getting rough and tough. Stay awake. Stay looking for your Christ. Stay looking for your Christ. Are you struggling with something right now and you're thinking about going back on something you've believed for a very, very long time? You're thinking about going back on it, and just think, what if Christ is coming tonight? What if he's coming soon? And you've lived your whole life dedicated to him, living on the principles that you need to be following, and then you go back on it, and then he comes back. Oh, what a shame that would be. Stay awake. Stay alert. You don't know when your master is coming. I pray that's been a blessing to you all. And I'll see you in the next video.